Hey, what's up, everyone? The Dan Sandwich here. Hey, I'm excited because the NBA Finals are nearly upon us. Unless you're watching this video a month from now and the finals are already over. Champion was. But at the time of recording, the finals are nearly here. But before we get there, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to try something else. Uh, the All NBA teams were recently announced, and I had the idea to see how many championships the All NBA team could win in a row. So what I did is I took all 15 All NBA players from the three All NBA teams and I put them all on one team to see just how dominant they'd be. Now, to make sure they don't up and leave after one or two seasons, I gave every player a 6-year contract, and near the end of that contract, I will be continually extending that so they just stay on the team. Also, to make sure that guys like LeBron or Chris Paul would retire after one or two seasons, I made everyone 19 years old. So these guys should be here a while. Now, I chose the Bucks because Giannis was the only player to receive unanimous first team selection. So I felt like this was the best team to choose for this, which means the other players in the Bucks were all sent to free agency. So, Chris Middleton's out there for someone to pick up. Brooke Lopez, whomever else would want a team. But the Bucks look like this right now. So you've got, the whole All NBA first, second, third team. Uh, you can Google that if you want, but you got Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Durant, Curry, James, Doncic. All of the best players in the NBA, basically. The other thing I did was I turned off injuries, so more injury-prone players like John Morant or Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid. I guess Jokic isn't really, but anyway, guys like that are not going to have an issue with injuries, so they should remain strong throughout the course of this. But that also means other teams are going to be better as well. So, like the Los Angeles Clippers are going to be more competitive now because their two best players are not going to get. So the deck isn't fully stacked in this team's favor, but it's still pretty stacked. Because again, the whole point of this is to see how many championships they could win in a row. So basically, this video is going to end when this team loses in the playoffs. Uh, but the other things I did to kind of give the NBA a little bit of a heads up as well is I did turn off the salary cap, so super teams can be formed at will. I also completely upgraded the draft class quality as well. So the chance of the next LeBron James or Michael Jordan getting drafted in the NBA are a lot higher than they'd be normally. But yeah, I'm just gonna see how many years in a row this team can win a championship. I'm not gonna mess with anything else. I'm not gonna allow this team to make trades. Oh, and the other thing I did was I extended the bench depth to 13 players, which is as far as you could do it. So you're gonna have guys like Trae Young getting minutes on this team, Jason Tatum, who are still incredible players, of course, but are on the lower end of this team of absolute beasts, still getting minutes. So like the worst player getting minutes on this team is still 90 overall, because Towns and Siakam are going to be at the tail end of the bench, and they're probably only going to get playing time and total blowouts. Uh, but I wanted to see how many championships this team could win in a row. Uh, but yeah, that's basically going to be it. Um, we might see some gameplay if there are some close series, but the first couple seasons I anticipate being pretty heavily handled by this Bucks team. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start simulating, and then I'll cut away here. And I'll see you again. All right, so we're back at the end of the first season. You see here James Harden wins MVP, which makes sense. He's now the best player in the 76ers since Embiid is on our team now. And he's given free reign to do whatever he wants. Let's see. Nikola Jokic is the sixth man of the year because he's backing up Joel Embiid apparently, and he's very overqualified for that position. Um, but yeah, I mean, things went a little bit worse than I expected. They lost 6 games, which is worse than I thought they would happen. And interestingly enough, they lost 2 games to the Miami Heat, which kind of makes sense because Miami didn't have anybody on the All NBA teams this year, despite the fact they were in the conference finals. So uh, things may not be as easy as I expected out of the gate. But we'll see. Obviously things are different in the playoffs. Um, what's also interesting is we didn't have a single All NBA player from our All NBA team, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that everyone was playing minutes. You didn't have a single player carrying too much of a load. Uh, so yeah, that might be holding us back a little bit. Uh, Only Giannis was on the All Defensive team, so yeah, that's kind of interesting. But things are different in the playoffs. I'm not gonna spend too much time on every round because we should be able to handle things pretty easily. Swept Charlotte. Cleveland could be interesting just because once again they had a really solid team, and without injuries holding them back either, they're going to be a tough matchup. And they didn't have anybody on the All NBA team either. So let's see. I'm just going to simulate round again. And yeah, they swept Cleveland no problem. And Toronto somehow made it to the conference finals. So like if they were facing like Miami again, who beat them twice, or who else in the East would have been interesting. Maybe Brooklyn with Kyrie and Ben Simmons, but neither of those teams made it out of the first round. So I'm not too worried about them going to the finals. They lost a game to Toronto, which was interesting, and then Memphis was another team that they lost to in the regular season. So this could be a little bit interesting in the finals. I'm going to take a game by game, the finals, and yeah, they dropped game 1 to the Grizzlies. Could this be a really short video? Could they lose it in the first season? I don't think it's going to happen. They're up 2-1 now, 3-1. Yeah, they should be able to finish this off. And yeah, okay, so not too exciting, but they did lose 2 games throughout the playoffs, and one to a team that I definitely didn't expect them to lose a game to in Toronto. Uh, but not too much of a sweat. Giannis wins Finals MVP. But yeah, it looks like 1 year down, 1 championship. So let's see what happens in year 2. I'm expecting more of the same. I don't think. I mean, the biggest free agent I think this season, there's Zach LaVine and there's Kyrie Irving. And James Harden is also a free agent too. So if those 3 go somewhere and team up with like another superstar already, it could get a little interesting. And if like there's a superstar rookie, that could be interesting as well. Uh, but yeah, unless something interesting happens, I will probably see you again at the end of season 2. But yeah, year 2 in the books, and they finished 3 losses worse than the year before. So 6 losses in year 1, 9 losses in year 2. Things might be catching up to them sooner than I expected, but still really, really good. I mean, 73-9 is still the best record that has ever happened in real life in the NBA. So it's not like they're a terrible team or anything like that. But they lost 2 games to like the Cavaliers. They lost a game to Detroit somehow. So yeah, I mean things are still going to be interesting, I think. But let's get into the playoffs and see what happens. Let's simulate through round 1. They handle Boston no problems with a sweep. Up against Charlotte, they got LaMelo Ball, who's always really, really good in 2K, but not an issue for them at all. Sweep them as well. Again, Cleveland, a team they lost to twice in the regular season. Let's see what happens. Okay, so clean sweep so far, but they're up against Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. Obviously, Zion is always a god in 2K, but so far, not even a problem. They lose 1 game and they finish 4-1 once again. Joel Embiid, Finals MVP. But yeah, not too much to be worried about. The regular season they did a little bit worse, but in the playoffs they did better. So I'm not too concerned yet, but there's still got time. It's got a lot of NBA to sim through. Um, yeah, so let's what happens in year three. All right, so maybe I spoke too soon about them starting to slip because this year they won 78 games and only lost four. So maybe nothing to worry about this year. Uh, but the league's still getting better too. Zion wins an MVP this year, if in case anyone was wondering. They're facing Charlotte in the first round, who was in the conference finals last year, uh, but shouldn't be anything to worry about since they swept them last year. Yeah, sweep them again. Atlanta without Trae Young, probably nothing to worry about there either. Yeah, it's a clean sweep. They face Cleveland in the playoffs again. Cleveland gets one game on them, but they handle their business there as well. I didn't mention before, Bradley Beal went to the Timberwolves after the first season, which I wasn't going to mention unless we met them in the finals, which we are. So let's see if Bradley Beal is enough to carry this team over this team of all NBA players, but I don't think it will be enough. There you go. So that's 3 years down, three championships. Uh, Still nothing to worry about. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. This might go on forever. We may never see them lose. My plan is to. I already changed their ages once, so the first time one of these players actually retires because they're too old, I will stop the video if they haven't lost in the playoffs again. Because I don't plan on doing a 30, 40, 50 year uh, stream of this. But who knows? All right, so this season they finish 73-9. No, no, yeah, 73-9. How many games in an NBA season there are? So another really strong year, of course. Uh, we're not here for the regular season. We're here for the playoffs. That's what really matters. They're gonna have really good regular seasons every year, I think, and they'll probably have really good playoffs every year as well. Uh, so far they haven't lost a game. Still haven't lost a game. Uh, Facing the Pelicans with Zion and 2-1, 3-1, and another championship. So four down, four championships, no sweat so far. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a while before there's a real problem. But so far so good. All right, so this season they finished 78-4 again, which ties their best result so far. Uh, Again, nothing really to worry about yet. I'm surprised there haven't been like any super teams formed. Every offseason, I look through the teams available and see what players have moved around and is there any really team to be concerned with. And so far, I mean, a couple of really good teams out there, but no like super teams that have formed yet. And so far the playoffs haven't really been a problem for this team yet. They lost a game to Orlando somehow. I don't even know who's on that team right now, but uh, so far it's like maybe they lose one game throughout the course of the playoffs. Oh man, they're down 2-0 to the Timberwolves. Could this be it right here? Oh man. Oh geez. All right, so we're already. All right, it's only 5 years in. If we're at the cusp of elimination right here, can they make a 3-1 comeback? I gotta go Simcast with this. What happens here? Hopefully this doesn't end here. That'd be like a really disappointing end. They don't have any chance of losing this game. It looks like they're gonna blow them out. Uh, but yeah, this is earlier than I expected. Uh, I should probably check to see who's on this Timberwolves team as well. But I know Anthony Edwards has been steadily improving every year. Um, let's just double check to see who's on this team. Yeah, I mean that's not really a team I would expect to go up 3-1 on this team. But things happen. Maybe Anthony Edwards really is that dude. Um, but yeah, Game 7, they came back. Let's see if the Timberwolves blow a 3-1 lead. It's pretty close so far. Man, the Bucks are still holding a small lead against the Timberwolves. Will we have to jump in on this one? I think we will. Only up 2 points with a minute 38 to go, so we're jumping in. Did not expect this so soon. All right, so let's see what happens. So Giannis is going to inbound the ball. Chris Paul's in the game. Being guarded by Melton, it looks like. Paul just goes right to the rim. This is his. Doesn't look like it was that contested of a layup. Timberwolves had a chance to tie this game up, and Edwards takes a tough fadeaway jump shot. Misses. Morant almost goes out of bounds there, but he gets the layup. Milwaukee extends his lead to 4. See if the Timberwolves can come back and hand this Bucks team their first loss and end this video. Oh man, I don't know what Edwards was singing there. Trae Young, so you got like 3 point guards on the floor right now, plus Luka Doncic. Really bizarre lineup. Trae almost throws the ball away. Luka gets the and one though. Man, that might be it. Chance to go up 7 points with less than a minute remaining. Luka knocks down the free throw easily. Still enough time to make a comeback here. Just a couple threes, right back in it. Edwards keeps trying to drive on LeBron James there. Bradley Beal taking it to Luka Doncic right to the rim. Another missed layup. That's probably it. Let's see, Giannis backing down Edwards. Easy money right there. Not much of a challenge at all. And yeah, it looks like this game is well in hand by now. Edwards driving on LeBron, kicks it back out to Beal. They got to take a 3. Beal misses off the front rim, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So Minnesota made it interesting, went up 3-1, but Bucks figured out their stuff and made this series theirs, without much trouble, it looks like. I guess they just got bored of blowing everyone out. I think that's it. I mean, I thought we are going to have a loss there, but Bucks pulled it out. Just playing with their food now. I mean, Durant wins Finals MVP. He only scores 16 points a game, but that's enough. When you got 13 of the best players in the league all playing at the same time, you don't have to do as much. I got to go in and extend everyone's contracts again because we're at that point now. But see if year 6 is any different. All right, another year in the books, and they went 75-7. So things really aren't slowing down for this All NBA team. I'm not going to be concerned until they lose like 10 games in a season. Because it doesn't really seem like the regular season is much of an issue for them. But, all right, so first round, they lost 2 games to Boston. Things are getting a little bit spicier. 4-1 to Detroit. Let's take it game by game against Miami. Even on this team, because they're the 7th seed. So, yeah, they got Tyler Hero and Nikola Vucevic and Patrick Williams. But they're not really. I don't think they're going to be. Yeah, I might just simulate. Yeah, okay. That wasn't an issue at all. Now they're facing the Rockets in the NBA Finals. You got Jalen Green at a 94 overall now, and that's it. Yeah, I'm not too worried about this one either. Yeah, I don't think this will be a problem for this team. Yeah, that's going to be a 2-1. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's no, that's not a problem. Yeah, 4-2, and that's championship number 6. Yeah, I think it's championship number. But yeah, it's again, I'm not gonna be worried until they lose 10 games in the regular season, and then I might sweat a little bit. But so far, it hasn't really been an issue, which is kind of what I was expecting. I didn't think there was gonna be a problem. But I also didn't expect them to go 3-1 down in the finals either. I don't know. Let's see what happens. All right, this year they went 78-4 again. They're just unstoppable. I don't know. This might be a really long video. I kind of thought that someone would form a super team by now, or you'd have like some rookie just come out of nowhere and be the next Jordan. But so far, they've just been walking into the finals every year, and I don't see this Grizzlies team being much of a trouble for them at all. Um, yeah, I don't know. This is going to be probably another easy championship for this Bucks team. Yeah, 3-0, and yeah, swept. Nothing to sweat about at all in that round. That one. Um, kind of disappointed in the NBA. I thought they would step it up. I thought someone would come and dethrone these guys, but so far it's just been easy money for this All NBA squad. All right, so they just had their best regular season ever at 79-3. So yeah, I don't see their dominance ending anytime soon. But the playoffs are different, man. Who knows? Uh, they're going up against Orlando, who have the MVP on their team, a guy named Lance Payton. So he could be the Michael Jordan, LeBron James that we've been waiting for. But you know, I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, 42. So they made him sweat a little bit. Who's on New York now? They got Darius Garland and a guy named Alfred Copeland. So 290 overalls. Uh, could be interesting. Let's see what happens here. Just simulate through the round, and it's not interesting at all. They swept them. The Lakers were the number 1 seed in the West, with Lawrence Kerr, Desmond Bain, Benny Avdija, uh, a 90 overall on their team and a bunch of 80 pluses, so pretty solid. Let's see if they give them any trouble in the finals. One game, but they're up 3-1. Yeah, so the Milwaukee Bucks lost as many games in the playoffs as they did in the regular season at 3. So nothing really to be worried about either. So that's another championship. I think the only problem with making this team younger is that they just keep getting better as well, which makes them even more imposing. Uh, so this might go a while still. You know how they went uh 79-3 last year? They went 80-2 this year. So yeah, I said when I start getting concerned when they lost 10 games in regular season. I don't think we'll be there anytime soon. Uh, they're just gonna keep rolling through and over everybody. They're facing the former MVP. Yeah, so who's on the Trailblazers now? They're in the finals. Got Anthony Simons, 93 overall, Scotty Barnes. You got a 79-80 in your starting lineup. I don't think you have a chance against like almost everyone at 99 overall on the Bucks. But we'll see. I don't think it'll make a difference. Oh, no. Yeah, no. So once again, they lost 3 games in the playoffs, which actually is more games than they lost in the regular season. But it still isn't enough to knock them off their horse. Horse? Say that? On a high horse? I don't know. It's just everything's bleeding together now and becoming ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have to wait for this team to start getting old and starting to decline a little bit before we see any movement there. Who knows? The team fell off a little bit this year, 73-9, getting close to that double-digit loss mark, but I'm still not too worried about it. Team's getting a little bit older. Everyone's like 28 years old now, but no one's started to regress at all yet. I still don't think he's going to enough to knock him off this year. Let's see who's on Atlanta. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals. They have Zion Williamson, Isaac Okoro, but yeah, nothing really else that's too concerning. Should be able to take him out. Yeah. So they still haven't lost a game, playoffs yet. He's on the Pelicans if Zion's not there. They've got Donovan Mitchell, Moses Moody. Yeah, no one on the team is above a 90. I don't think it's. How did they get to the finals? What seed were they? There's a 2 seed? How did they get to the 2nd seed with this team? That's crazy. Is everyone just in the Eastern Conference now? Is that what's going on? I'm still going to go game by game just out of respect to the finals. But yeah, for the first time, I think ever since I started doing this, they didn't lose a single game in the playoffs. Yeah, just dominance. Just keep on getting better. But you know, guys, we're getting a little bit older. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I think eventually they gotta lose, right? Like I don't know. This is I'll have to double check to see how many seasons we are in this. But I think this might be the 10th season. They gotta lose eventually, though. I don't know. Gotta happen. Maybe I expected more out of the NBA, but who knows? 6 this year. So really, again, no sign of them slowing down whatsoever. Again, I'm not going to even worry about it until 10 games in a season. Let's just get through the playoffs and see if anything interesting happens. So far, it's just been, oh no way! That's ridiculous. I can't believe that just happened. I was like downplaying this entirely, and they just lost in the 2nd round. The Hornets, who have Brandon Boston Jr. and Mitchell Robinson as the only like real NBA players on their team. That's insane. Their best player was an 89 overall. They just beat them. Wow. I was like fully expecting this just to be another walk to the finals. They didn't even make it to the finals this time. They lost in the 2nd round. I can't believe that. That's insane. Well, there it is. That's it. I guess let me look to see how many championships they ended up with. But yeah, they actually lost. And like the crazy thing is everyone sold like a 99 overall. Like the worst player in the team is Siakam, he's in 93 and they still lost. That's crazy. Can't believe that just happened. Yeah, let's look at this. A little bit misleading because Milwaukee actually won the championship in real life last year. But yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years in a row they won. And in year 11 wasn't enough. Wow. I did not expect this to end so soon. After another really good season, like it wasn't even a bad season at all. No one had even started regressing yet. So yeah, that's the 10 in a row. That's what you can get out of this year's all NBA teams. That's gonna be a wraps for this.